Hey there my fellow lunatics, Dakon the Mad here, and we've got another character build video. Today we're going to do mining. So we've got two builds that we're going to show off in this video. Specifically, we're going to show a mining build that you can get early in the game, around when you have just opened the Great Wall, or even a little bit before. I can talk about the various options for that. And then we're going to talk about a more end game build for everything that is available right now. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the early game build. So our first set consists of the larva helm and the larva chest. The larva helm can be found by killing the hive mother, and the larva chest can be found by killing Gorm, or also randomly within chests and objects in the larva hive sub-biome. Then we've got the caveling pants. These drop off of cavelings in the Forgotten Ruins. For your offhand item, we've got the orb lantern. This is crafted at the Scarlet workbench. So to get this, you have to at least have broken down the Great Wall and have access to Azios' wilderness. For my rings here, we've got the Ring of Stone. You will have probably found this already just by roaming around the wilds. It is a very, very common ring in the early game. And the Ring of Rock, which is found by mining stone walls in the Forgotten Ruins, or within chests within the clay caves, as well as within the Forgotten Ruins. When you get both of these together, they give you a set bonus that gives you additional 49 mining damage. The last item here is the Azios Beak Necklace. This is probably the hardest item to get, and the one that I consider to be, I guess, the most optional, because if you've just broken down the Great Wall, chances are you're not going to have this. To get this necklace, you have to defeat Azios. He is the first Titan boss, and he is within Azios' wilderness. However, if you have defeated Azios, this is one of his more common drops, and it will give you an additional 41 mining damage. So I've switched over to the Scarlet bag just to be a little bit more accurate, as well as I have equipped the Scarlet pickaxe, again, to be a little bit more accurate to what I would expect that you would have at this stage in the game. And with these things equipped, we're looking at a 781 mining damage and a 15% mining speed boost. So what will this get you? What will this help you break? Let's go find out. But before we go digging around in the dirt, let's take a real quick look at some food. So the golden grumpkin, or just the grumpkin in general, and this is a pumpkin that you can get from the Halloween event. If you need to run the Halloween event and you haven't done it before, you can change those settings in the game menu as long as you are not logged into the game at the time, and you can make the Halloween event the primary event. This will help you get the grumpkin seeds so that you can grow yourself some grumpkins. Now, if you have golden grumpkins, that's great. If you don't have golden grumpkins, don't worry about it. The golden grumpkins will provide you with mining damage boost and mining speed boost, but the regular grumpkins will still provide you with a mining damage boost. So then, if you are able to, and you have access to the Sunken Sea biome, if you have just brought the Great Wall down, you can go to the very edge of the Sunken Sea and you can fish for white coralotl. The white coralotl will give you a boost to your mining speed, and even if you do have golden grumpkins, the coralotl gives you a better boost to your mining speed than the golden grumpkin does. Now, if you don't have access to the Sunken Sea, literally anything else is perfectly fine to combine with your grumpkin. The big focus is on the mining damage, not the mining speed. Mining speed is just a bonus. So, with the fact that I have golden grumpkins and I have some white coralotl, I end up with this rare white lump soup, which provides me an additional 89 mining damage, as well as an 8.1% speed boost. The epic version gives me 106 mining damage and a 9.8% speed boost. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the rare stuff for the purpose of this video, or at least for this section of this video. We'll move on to the epic stuff when we get to the higher end gear. So this thing just cuts through clay in a single hit. It cuts through the hive larva walls just as easily with a single blow. And with this outfit on, the larva will ignore you because you're dressed like one of them. You can also talk to them. Isn't that cute? Stone means absolutely nothing to this build. When you don't have any buff food active, the grass in Azios' wilderness requires 2 hits to take down. However, the moment you eat your food, it's also only 1 hit. How will the Sunken Sea treat you? Well, it takes 2 hits to break down the limestone walls, and that's with the buff food going. So expect it to be 3 to 4 hits when you don't have any food buffs going. Even the limestone walls of the desert aren't too bad. They take 3 hits as long as you've got your buff food going. The molten quarry is where everything falls apart, however. I can sit here just beating on this quarry brick. It's gonna take a little while to bring this wall down, and I've got my buff food going. So at this point we can see this is where we need to upgrade to the next level of our mining build. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Alright everybody, so this is the upgraded mining suit. Let's focus on the items that you should be getting first, because this mining suit is going to be the hardest thing to get. So we're going to start with the rusted necklace. The rusted necklace gives you this 19% mining damage boost, and you can get this in the Sunken Sea biome just by breaking random chests and looting items there. The topaz ring is the next thing you're going to get, and you get that in the Sunken Sea from the exact same way. Break those giant jellyfish blobs, destroy the chests that you find, or the little wooden chests, open up any treasure chests that you find. Those things are going to contain rusted necklaces, topaz rings. Then you're going to want to get Morpha's bubble bag. You get this from fighting and defeating the slime boss Morpha within the Sunken Sea. Once you've got all of those, your mining will be high enough for you to get into the molten quarry and be able to get your hands on the last items. And those items are the miner's protective helm. You get this from fishing in the lava or from breaking chests within the molten biome. Then we have the miner's labor suit. You get this from, again, breaking chests within the molten quarry, as well as unlocking galaxite chests and digging in those little various digging spots within the molten quarry. Then we've got the miner worker pants. These you also get from galaxite chests. Then you can also get them from the lava dungeon chests, as well as from digging spots in the lava. Finally, we have the core iris. You get this from fishing in the lava. And this is probably going to be one of the hardest items to get, as it has a pretty low drop rate from fishing. And you're either just going to get really lucky and get a whole bunch of them, or it's going to take you forever. When you've got all of these equipped, you will have... Oh, I'm sorry. You're also going to need the Soul Seeker. This is the legendary pickaxe, which you get by forging it in the Molten Quarry at the Molten Forge. Once you have all of these things, then you will have 1,969 mining damage. And if you eat the food, that goes up to 2206. You also have a 42.8% movement speed or mining speed increase. So let's see this in action, shall we? Figured I'd start here in the desert with the limestone, because with the other build, we already were 1 and 2 hitting everything. So as you can see with this build, we're moving quick and we're one-shotting all of the limestone. So let's move into the Molten Quarry and see what we do there as well. So here I am in the Molten Quarry, and this one takes 2 hits in order for us to break the Molten Quarry walls. But as you can see, we're also moving pretty fast, so we can dig through this at a pretty good rate. Finally, we have a few alternate options if you're more concerned about mining speed than mining damage, because once you start to reach those top mining numbers, as you can see, you're hitting everything with just one shot, with the exception of the molten ground. So you have the ability to switch to more mining speed items and kind of mix and match based on what works best for you and what kind of items you're breaking. So another option is the black necklace. This provides less of a mining boost than the rusted necklace does. However, it also provides a mining speed boost. You get the black necklace by breaking the large wooden destructible chests in the lava biome, as well as the dungeon chests and digging spots within the molten quarry. And then the last item is the black ring. Again, this does not provide nearly as much of a mining bonus as your topaz ring will, but it does provide a mining speed boost. The black ring can be found by breaking chests within the molten quarry, as well as digging up spots within the molten quarry. And if you equip all three of these, you can see that my mining drops to 1821, and this is with the buffs active, and my mining speed increases to 51.1%. So for the limestone walls, for example, this mining speed set works a little bit better because I'm still one-shotting it, but since my mining speed is higher, I'm going to break through these walls quicker. So with the buff food going, even these maze walls go down in 1 to 2 shots, making the speed set a viable option for things like city walls, maze walls, and temple walls as well. It's all about finding the right balance for the wall that you are trying to break. So there you have it, folks. 2 different, technically 3 different mining builds. One for early game, one for mid to late game, as well as some speed options in case you need to mix and match for the wall that you're trying to actually break down. Hope that you guys find this helpful. And if you did, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Share this video with your friends and leave a comment below if you have any questions, comments, or interpretive dances. Until next time, stay crazy.